What it do, my gente? Your boys coming through once again. And on today's video, I want to talk about something that is trending on TikTok. And it's not a good trend, man. So it's about a Mexican restaurant. It's called Tortas Manantial from Arizona. And when I went to the page, man, they got some bomb ass tortas right there. You know, got tortas. They got aguas de frutas, and it looks like a great business, man. At least it gave me an idea. Honestly, I was like, hold on. I'm one of those guys that when I see something, I pay attention to it. You know, and I'm like, how would that work over here? You know, of course you need money for that, but I always pay attention. And the thing about this, why this business is trending right now on TikTok, is because the daughter of the owner, right, came out on her TikTok account with the "Make America Great Again," and basically she said, "Trust the process." And what she meant by that, basically, whatever's happening, just trust it. It's gonna be okay. Watch, it's a change that needs to happen. And a lot of Raza, a lot of Mexicanos from Arizona, they're not taking it cool. They're not taking it cool, and they're like, you know what? This boycott this business, this Mexican business, who supposedly are selling Mexican food, right? They're pushing the Mexican food. There's Mexican music in the restaurant, and at the end of the day, they don't support. They feel the Raza from Arizona, and whoever's on TikTok, they feel like these people are giving the back to the Mexicanos, right? That's what I see in the messages, right? So what do you guys think about this, man? This is right or what? I think that the gente on TikTok who are boycotting this business, which, by the way, the owner came out and made a video publicly, which he did not apologize for his daughter. But he was saying, oh, that I have you guys on my heart and my thoughts. You are people. I'll do whatever I can for you guys, but never apologizing. Which, I mean, I don't know if he owes an apology. I think the daughter is the one, and it's messed up that the daughter, because of the daughter's actions, is gonna affect his business, right? I don't know how much it's gonna affect it, but they're pushing for it, right? Now, do you think it's fair for the Raza, the Mexicanos, whoever is with this movement, right? And the movement that I'm talking about, the people protesting for what's happening right now in the United States. Do you think it's right for the gente to boycott a business like that just because of their political views? I'm asking you on some real stuff, right? Because I can see how I seen some comments, and basically they're saying this, man, is like, you guys want to take the money from us, want to exploit or get the money from everybody, right, by putting a Mexican restaurant, but the same way you're going behind us and be like, hey man, kick those guys out. It's like, hold on, what? And people are upset about this, right? The question is this: just because these individuals push the Mexican food, push the Mexican music, push all that, la raza, my gente, I'll do anything for you, do you think the individuals, because it's not only Mexicans, it's whoever is with this movement, is right to boycott that business? Because in reality, if we actually think about it, people, content creators, consider their platforms businesses. So, meaning if you guys think that by these individuals doing, by this, the daughter doing this, and then the gente boycotting the business, if you believe in that, basically you're saying that a content creator like me, who I'm Mexican, and then if I was to talk about, yeah, Trump this, man, I'm all for Trump, that means that you guys are gonna boycott my platform or other individuals, because I don't get on all that shit. I'm always with my gente. You know, you have seen the videos that I have put right there. But there's other individuals who are not with the gente, but sure enough, throw that same narrative. That means that the individuals on YouTube are gonna boycott that platform. What do you guys think about this? It's actually something interesting, because at the end of the day, they're boycotting businesses that are being called sellouts. You know, and the reason I'm telling you is because I read all those comments. They call them they're calling them sellouts. They're calling them that they're saying that they're exploiting or taking advantage of the Spanish speaking people who is giving them business, but at the same time they want them to be kicked out because that's what it is, right? Even though the owners of that business, they were immigrants, right? But it just shows, man, how when you have a business like that, you have to be smart with what you do instead of you throwing your political views here and there. You know, that's one thing. When I was right here with YouTube, when people, hey, where you from? From where you vote for? From what was it, the Trump or Pamela, whatever, right? I think that was her, Kamala, from Kamala. I said, man, I'm in Mexico. Why would I even bother about who do I vote? I can care less, right? There was so many people. Hey, who you vote? Who you going for? Who you go for? I don't go for nobody. I'm in Mexico at the end of the day. You know, there's gonna be policies that I'm gonna agree with one side, and I might agree with the other side as well. But at the end of the day, man, I'll stay with my people. Simple as that. When I see my people being persecuted, I don't like that. You know, simple as that. Because if I don't stay with my people, who's gonna stay with them? Simple as that. You know, we have seen other groups trying to say, hey, they want us to stay with, to basically be out there on the protest with them. Ain't nobody want nobody to be with us. Simple as that, man. But at the end of the day, look what the gente is doing now. They're boycotting businesses, and we have seen that with the Coke. We have seen that with other businesses that have done something in the wrong way. Right now, what I heard is that the ICE was over there by the Dodger Stadium, and I don't know if there was a game or they're trying to go in there for the protest to talk to the players for some reason. I don't know what it is, man. Because of what happened last time with the national anthem, which I give you my opinion. At the end of the day, man, it's like you have a duty. I do understand that lady, and I'll applaud her for doing that. You know, at the end of the day, if you go with that, you have to do it, but there's gonna be consequences for it. You know, so what she did in my eyes is like, you know what, you stayed with your beliefs, and that's what's up, right? But let's not be complaining like, oh, well, they did that to me, because at the end of the day, you know, you're taking an action that is not going to be accepted by the team. So it's about accepting the consequences of our actions, right? Which we know that those actions are for our beliefs, right? And that's what's up. Not everybody will do that. You know, let's be honest. Not everybody has the balls to do that. And this lady, that's what she did. But that whole thing with boycotting and businesses, actually trying to bring down businesses, that's some crazy ass stuff, man. Especially when you talk about individuals who are pushing like Mexican businesses. Let's just put it this way. Let's say that Vallartas start going, hey, Trump this, Trump that. That's a big Mexican store. So that means that the gente might boycott that business, you know? So what do you guys think about this? Should the gente do this, and should that jump to social media to boycott different channels, different accounts that actually push that same narrative that my gente this, Mexicano this, and at the end of the day, they expose their true colors? It's something to conversate, something to make you think, something to bring in a conversation into the table, because I believe that things like this can open our eyes and basically be like, hold on, man, how can I help this movement, and how can I hold those individuals responsible for what they're doing to our people, trying to basically take from our people, but that same way giving that back to our people and be like, I'm with this person. I don't know. Think about this. Let me know. So with this being said, stay true to your gente. I do understand that everybody's going to have different ideas when it comes to political parties. Understandable. But to be actually putting out there on the front and center, being like, man, I go for this guy. And basically by doing that, you agreeing every single thing that this individual is doing. And basically this individual is attacking your own people. You can call yourself Mexican American, but at the end of the day, we are the same. So like they say, man, if you're not with us, you're against us. Well, with this being said, ahora sí, al ratos.